Hey everybody, welcome to Truly Art-Rageous. This is our very first episode, so we want to thank you very much for tuning in. On this channel, what we're going to be doing is drawing a lot, and we're going to be having a lot of fun as well. I'm Neil.
I'm Juliet. I'm Gavin.
And today what we're going to be drawing is everybody's favorite little animal that lives under the sea in a pineapple house, Spongebob Squarepants.
Ah!
All right, cool. Let's get into it. All right, it's time to draw some spongy bobness
What? You're forgetting Squarepants.
and the squarey pantsiness. Okay, so to get started on SpongeBob, we want to look at the shape that he is, which is a circle, right? It's a square?
It's a square, Dad.
Oh, okay, all right. So let's do that. Now, SpongeBob's body is kind of a bent line on one side. And you're going to come across the top of his head like that. And draw another curved line down like that. And then a line across like that. So make sure that these two lines are matching up as well as these two lines. Alright, now let's move on to the side of his body. This is real simple. It's just a little angled line here. And then the one on the bottom is not as angled. It's a little line like that. And then you're going to come up the backside to connect that to make the three-dimensional square sponge. Yeah, that's true.
Just trying to do what you're doing.
All right, so then we want to drop down a little bit more to create his pants. So these lines connect to each other. And then you're going to draw another parallel line right here. And here.
Oh no!
And actually, I'm going to bring my line up because I'm not liking how shallow his pants are. It's like wearing little small shorts. So I'm going to draw a line across here and go across here.
Me too. I was gonna say the shorts are a little small. Just a little bit.
Yeah. So everybody makes mistakes, and it just happens with the process of drawing. All right, so next move, we're going to draw in his eyes. So we're going to go create a circle right about a little bit off to the side of center. And then he's got his other eyes behind his eye because we're in a 3/4 view.
By the side, I guess.
Yep. So it should look something like that.
Wow.
All right.
I practiced, by the way. So.
All right, and so now we're going to go draw his mouth and his nose. So the way that goes, you erase a little bit here because he's got part of his mouth that kind of comes out from his eyes, which is kind of odd. And then his nose comes up like this. It's pretty long, almost reaches to the other side, but then it's going to make a turn, and it's going to come back over to this side. All right, once you have that down, I'm going to pretend like we're drawing this line through, but it's a curved line, so it comes out like this. Oops, that's a
little wiggly.
A little too long and super wiggly, but that's okay, I'll correct it.
And we'll get it all fixed
Yep.
at the end.
And then we're gonna connect his mouth around. It's gonna come up to about here, a little bit below his eye, and then it's going to swoop down
I'm gonna fix mine because he
and around.
looks like it's green.
He's too happy? Nobody could be too
Well,
happy.
I mean,
Okay, so
he's
that's
like-
his mouth. And then we're gonna create the smile line because everybody's got, when you smile, there's a little crease kind of in the crack of your mouth there. And then he's got some big old cheeks.
maybe he wasn't smiling too much.
He's smiling just enough. So SpongeBob's got these big old cheeks because he's a super happy guy that come around like this. And then he's got 3 dots because he's got some freckles.
There we go. I fixed.
All right, and what I'm going to do next is draw in his teeth. So I'm going to erase a little bit of the line from his mouth and drop in his big old buck teeth. This is a goofy guy. And one over there. They're just little squares, little square shapes. And once you have that, you're going to draw in his tongue there. So it's two humps, kind of like a camel's back. One, then two. All right. Move up to his eyes. Go back to his eyes again. Gonna draw in his lovely eyelashes, his spongy eyelashes. So he's got just 3 little lines like this. One over here, one right here, and one right there. Okay.
You can go.
We'll move on. Next, we're going to draw his iris. I think that's his iris. I'm not really good on anatomy of sponges, as you can tell.
Sponges don't really have.
They don't have irises.
Gotta give the people nightmares.
All right, so draw the iris there, and then we're going to draw the pupil inside of the iris. If I'm misspeaking and this is not the iris, then I apologize for my
Call them out in the comments.
my simple brain. All right, and then I'm gonna color in his eye, and I'm gonna leave a little bit open so that it looks like there's some light shining off of his eyes. So he's there. You want to make sure that that light is in the same spot on each eye, otherwise it looks like he's got light coming in from everywhere.
It happened again. I tried drawing SpongeBob one time. His eyes are so small, or they're too big. What happened?
That's okay.
I'm gonna leave that.
Your drawing's not going to look like mine, and mine's not going to look like yours. But the most important thing is 2 things: that you're having fun and that you like what you're doing. If that's good, then that's all that really matters. Okay, so you're going to draw his lower lip, just a little line indication here on the bottom. Like that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase just lightly. Because what I'm going to do is create the little bit of waves that he has, because he's not entirely flat on all sides. He's got some texture to him. So we're gonna draw that in. And it just goes like this. It's just kind of wiggly lines, wiggly lines.
Wiggly.
That's a great song. What do you call that?
Wiggly.
Wiggly Lines by Juliet.
Yes, we should make that a song.
Totally should make it that song. Okay. Go do over here.
It's gonna be stuck in my head.
Wiggly. Super wiggly. Oops, that's not very wiggly. That's pointed.
I don't know if you guys know what I'm saying, but mine kind of looks like baby SpongeBob. The big eyes. Alright.
Just continuing our wiggly lines all the way around. It basically replaces the straight lines.
Yes, it does.
Wiggly wiggle. Sometimes mine are a little too wiggly. I don't have a very good steady hand.
Sometimes they're...
Some people do. Mine's just not. It's not that steady. Alright, so once you have all the squiggles in there, it should look like that. We're going to draw in the circles that indicate his sponginess.
So I was drawing a jellyfish. Okay.
He is a big jellyfish fisherman. Alright, so the holes in his sponge are just little circles. We got a couple around his face. Alright, and you just continue drawing circles. You draw some on the kind of forehead, temple area. And then I'm gonna go down here.
I don't have a lot of space.
More, a little bit more, a little bit more here, a little bit more there.
Sponges
a
have
little
many.
more everywhere. Because sponges have many holes. Okay, once you're done with that, what I want you guys to do is erase a part of the squiggly. Because what we're gonna do is put in his arms. And jump over there like this. It's kind of a bell shape.
A smooth cowbell.
And then the arm on the other side is one that you can't see. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw just a little bit hanging out here and try to make sure that these guys match up. So think of that you're drawing an invisible bell. You can kind of see it there.
It's like a triangle.
Yep. And then we're gonna erase another part here. And we're gonna pull in his arms, or pull out his arms, I should say. So they're just little sticks.
Sticky Bob.
And he's got hands on the end, obviously. And I like to start my hands with a circle. It just gives me a little bit of a starting area. I'm not going to it's not going to look like a circle when I'm done, but I like it because it helps me orientate where the fingers are. So his hand kind of comes down like this. And he's got the other side, this is kind of the palm here, this curved line there, and then his thumb comes out like that, and his fingers are pretty small, and it curves up around like this, and then we got 1, 2, and then a cap on the pinky there.
That's very good, Dad.
Thanks. And then over here, I'm just gonna extend his arm a little bit to match up. Over here, we're gonna do the other arm, or the other hand, I should say. So this is the palm area. This goes out like that. There's his thumb. Come around like this and pull it under, because when you sit and you're relaxing, your hands kind of cup a little bit.
Like this.
Yeah, they bend a little bit like that. Okay, so we're gonna do 1, 2, cap off the pinky, and then this indicates the bottom side of his palm, this little line. Okay, so now we're gonna draw the bottom side of his pants, and they're 2 little semi-circles, I guess? Cylinders, part of a cylinder. So just like that. And then his legs come out of the pants, obviously, because that's where people usually put their legs in their clothing, is in their pants. If you're putting your legs in your shirt, that's just the wrong way to go. All right, and so those are 2 sticks like that, kind of peg legs a little bit, and then we're going to draw shoes on there.
That's why mine looks so weird. The hand looks so weird because I didn't have 5 fingers.
That comes up here. He's got 2 humps there, and then a square heel, because that's the way he wears dress shoes, and that's kind of the way that dress shoes look. And I'm actually going to erase a little bit of that because it looks like his leg is in the wrong place. So if yours was too far down in there like mine, feel free to erase it. I'm going to do the same thing over here, and then I'm going to continue to draw the other shoe, which again is just the 2 humps. Comes around like this, and up, square off the bottom, come around to the back. Okay? So then we're going to draw his shirt and his pants on the square part of his body, because he's Mr. Squarepants. So just draw a line across like this, kind of like we did before. And then you're going to draw a line up because his shirt continues on the other side. All right, let's go ahead and move on to his shirt. But wait a minute, I forgot to do his socks. Sometimes you forget that stuff. So let's go down into his legs. We'll just put a line right here, a line right here, and he's got a couple of stripes in his socks, so do 2 more lines here, 2 more lines here, just like that. And then we'll give a little bit of color to his shoes, because I forgot to color those in too. So color, color, color.
You don't have to color them in with pencil. You can color them in with what can you color it in with?
Color pencils, markers, crayons, whatever you want to do. Okay, now we can move on to his shirt. So, the first thing I like to do is draw his tie. So his tie kind of is right below his mouth here. So it comes down like this. It's like a little V, and then it's rounded at the bottom, like that.
I'm not going to give his shoes highlights because I messed up on one of them and I kind of too dark.
That's okay. And then his tie comes down to here like that, and like that. It's like a diamond shape, an upside down diamond. And then a little V on the bottom, and that's his tie. So we're gonna erase this part. The next step here is going to be to draw the collar of his shirt. So those are pretty easy, just 2 basic V's. This, and that's his collar. And then he's got a belt on. So those are just little rectangles. So we'll draw rectangle number 1, rectangle, rectangle. Is it a tame rectangle? Is that what you call a tame rectangle? Rectangle. So rectangle there, rectangle here.
Oh, it's on the bottom. I'm doing it on top.
Rectangle here. And then he's got one on the side too. So we go rectangle over here. Okay, and then I'll color those in because he's got a black belt on. And I think he's actually a black belt in karate with is it Sally? The squirrel?
It's Sandy.
Sandy, oh my gosh. I can't.
Sally.
No, it's not Sally, it's Sandy.
I know.
Okay. So that's his belt. And then I'm going to color in his mouth a little bit just to give a little difference there, because when you open your mouth, it's a little darker. So is SpongeBob's mouth.
Yeah, because you got a roof to your mouth.
That's right. All right, and that's pretty much it. That's how you draw SpongeBob Squarepants. And if you want to, you can add a little line on the bottom here, give him some ground to stand on, some bubbles. There you go. That's SpongeBob Squarepants. Juliet's looks awesome. Hope yours looks awesome. And in our next video, we're going to be drawing SpongeBob's best friend, Patrick. So tune into that. Thanks everybody for watching.